Welcome everybody, and it's really wonderful to see so many faces interested in learning how to party online. So besides the obvious, we're all already online together on Zoom, but we're going to talk a bit more about the casual ways to connect to each other online. So if you kind of think of Zoom as the business attire, we're going to talk about casual Fridays with partying online. So I will be sharing my screen for a little bit today. We'll go through a few slides and what we're going to talk about. Then we'll do some interactive discussions and also some live demos as well. And we'll save the last 20-25 minutes to actually break it into little groups and try some apps if you're interested. So thanks again, everybody, for being here. You should now see a PowerPoint presentation or a slide on your screen.
Now's the time to party online.
Excellent. I agree. Thank you, David. So just to get started with Zoom, if this is your first time or one of the earlier times you're using Zoom, just a quick cheat sheet on how the controls work. So if you need to turn your microphone or your video off, you will see in the bottom left-hand corner a microphone and a video. You can just click each of those to toggle on and off. If you have any comments that you want to flag to the rest of the group, you can click the chat button and type in your comments there. And then any reactions that you have, so we might ask you to either raise your hand or give a thumbs up or a thumbs down. If you click that reactions button, then you can give that feedback as well. What we'll ask you to do as well, if you click on the participants button, you should now see a list of everyone that's here. If you find where your name is, and click more next to it, there should be a button that says rename. And if you don't already have your name showing up on your picture, it'd just be great for you to add your name and also maybe the suburb where you're from, just so we can get an idea of where everybody is. So I think everyone's actually got their name on there right now, which is great. Welcome, Jenny. How you going?
Hello. I can't get it down. Oh yeah, I can see you down there.
Okay, yep. Cool. And if you're having trouble seeing the group, what you can do is click probably at the top of your screen. It might say speaker view, or there might be a grid button. And if you click that, toggle that till you see the view that you like. Great, looks like we've got all of our names coming up. S. Walls is the only one that we don't have a full name on. If you need a hand, let us know. Great. So what we'll talk about today, just an overview, we're going to discuss why partying online is something that you might be interested in, or what some of the benefits might be. We'll then talk about different ways to party online. We're going to discuss 4 different applications today. We'll talk a bit about privacy and security relating to using those apps. And then we're going to demonstrate 3 or 4 different applications in live time with some of our team members, some guest appearances as well. And so just so you can see how those apps actually work. And then we'll leave plenty of time at the end for you to choose one of those apps if you do want to try it. And one of our staff members will go into a separate room with you to help you set up those applications. Any questions on what we might cover today?
No.
So first, let's have a little chat. So let's hear your thoughts about connecting online with others. So Cecily is going to put us into rooms with a small group of people. We'll give you 2 minutes, and if you can just have a little chat about what you think about connecting online with others over video. Is it something you've done before? Is it something you're curious about? Is it something that makes you nervous, or just what are your thoughts around it? So Cecily, would you mind helping us with our breakout rooms, please?
Yes, and I put that question in the chat as well, so you can look at it there.
Thank you. Back, everybody. I think we've got everyone back together. How was that? Was that kind of fun? All right. So let's hear about some of your thoughts about connecting online with others. Does anyone want to share?
Passwords.
Passwords. All right. What are we, a fan of passwords? We don't like passwords?
They drive me around the bend because they normally end up in a dead end.
Fair enough.
We can help you with that, David.
Is that right, Cecily?
And some of the options we'll talk about today, some of their features are that they link with other accounts you already have, so you don't necessarily need to create more and more passwords either.
Anyone else?
Do you
I'd
mean
like
when you
to have Michael's panther behind his virtual. Just I don't know, Michael. At the way it looks, there's these eyes just behind you. That worries me.
And Jenny, you were going to say something too?
Yeah, do you mean connecting on Zoom when you say connecting online?
Yeah, things like Zoom or other like video chat apps you might have used in the past.
Yeah, great. Love it.
Cool.
Is there anyone who doesn't like the idea of connecting online with people using a video?
I think it's amazing. I was just saying to Naomi that in the last 3 or 4 days, I've actually been in Pakistan, in Congo, in England, in America, in Pakistan last night. It's just amazing what one can do.
Wow, that's fantastic, David.
Mm.
Great.
The only
Thanks very
problem I
much.
have, David, I don't want to go out and get the mail, but I'm okay traveling all over the place.
My problem is that I'm a geriatric Luddite.
Well, you're doing very well to be here today. So, can everyone see this slide again?
Yes.
I've got a screen broadcast Zoom start broadcast up on the middle of my screen. I don't know how to get rid of it.
Oh.
It might be trying to do an update or something on you.
Yeah, it happened one day when I was doing with my checkmate from Melbourne. This happened. So maybe I didn't sign out of another Zoom. That's okay, I can hear you.
Okay, great. So thanks for sharing your thoughts, everybody. I'm glad that no one's too intimidated by this. And yeah, we'll just discuss a bit more about some of the benefits of partying online. So as you touched on one of these, you can travel all over the world from the comfort of your home, which is really cool. You can see your family and friends between in-person visits, all from home, which especially in the age of COVID is important and gives us an option if we are not able to travel to go see them. You can connect with the younger generation as well, with kids, grandkids, nieces and nephews in a way that's very familiar to them and really fun for them. And along the way, you might learn how to have some fun in a new way as well. So we might do one more quick discussion. We'll do another 2 minutes again in a little group of how might you use a video chat app if you don't already use one, or if you do already use one, what do you typically use it for? Is it mostly for business or for connecting with family and friends or social clubs? If you could just share with each other either what you already use them for or what you think you might use them for. So Cecily's going to break us into rooms again. And did anyone want to share what they either want to use a video chat app for or already use a video chat app for?
I use it.
Naomi, tell them what you were telling me.
I was just saying how one of the newer ones that I've been using is Zoom, and how they really utilized it by doing online trivia with people from all across the world.
Nice. Yeah, I think a lot of pubs have moved to online trivia using video chat as well, huh? I know Naomi's a trivia whiz. Anybody else?
I've got a lady tomorrow. She's got some problems with her Zoom, which I'm going to fix, but she tells me that she attends Zoom karaoke. So
wow.
I'm looking forward. So I might teach you about cameras and things, but I hope to find out about online karaoke. I think it'd be hilarious.
Mm.
That sounds really cool. And I guess you're the only one that hears yourself in the room, but maybe that's a good or a bad thing. I'm not sure.
I don't know.
Excellent. Well, thank you very much, everybody, for doing those discussions. So we'll jump a bit more now into the ways to party online. There are heaps of apps out there, so we just kind of whittled it down to some of the more popular ones or ones that offer different features. So the first two that we'll talk about, we're going to call standalone apps. And what that means is, this is something that probably, I'm guessing, David won't like, but it's its own application that requires its own login, such as a username and password. So the two that we'll talk about are WhatsApp and Houseparty. WhatsApp's been around for a fair while now. It's really just for a mobile device, so a phone. Its advantage is you can chat or call or video call with any of the contacts in your phone if they're using WhatsApp. And it also tells you who in your phone is using WhatsApp. It also will use your data or your Wi-Fi if you're making a phone call, so that if you have family, say, overseas, you're not using expensive international phone minutes to make those calls if you use the WhatsApp application. You can also share photos, videos, and documents, and you can also video chat with multiple people at once or chat with multiple people at once. And so that does use your phone contacts, so you don't have to go out and find other friends or contacts that are using a specific username. It makes it a bit easier to find people through the app. Show of hands, does anyone use WhatsApp already?
Yep.
A couple people out there, cool. All right. The second one that is a standalone app is called Houseparty. And I think this one's relatively new to the realm. The main advantage of this one is you can do a video call with a lot of people at once. You can link up with each other very quickly. It shows you who's active online, so you can jump into a chat with them anytime. You can play games with people during video chats, which is facilitated by the application. But it only links to other Houseparty users. So people that have already done their own username and password, just like you will have to do to sign on to it. And then you have to go out and find your friends based on their username or their email address. So it takes a bit more to get set up with it, but it is a more fun, laid back, interactive way to connect to others online. So does anyone use Houseparty, or has anyone ever used Houseparty?
Yep.
No.
Okay, cool. Any questions about what a standalone app is, or about the two that we've discussed here? And again, we will do demonstrations on these, but this is just a quick overview.
For fear of sounding and being dumb, how does one actually find the app that you want to put on, that you want to use?
Great question. So we'll show a couple of screenshots of that as well. So that's through, if you have an Android device, it's called the Google Play Store. Or if you're using an Apple device, it's called I think the Apple Store. So if that's where you find the different applications to then download it. So if you're on your laptop or computer, phone or tablet, all of your apps you can get through those stores. Or if you just, in your browser, you Google the name of the application, it'll take you to the page that links to the store to do the download as well. So there's a couple different. Jenny, did you have a comment?
With the WhatsApp, you can't put that on an iPad, can you?
No.
Not to my knowledge, unless you're using the iPad as a phone, but I've only ever seen it used on a phone.
And is it
it's
something
sort of
like
50-50? There's a sort of application.
Yeah.
It doesn't really work.
Yeah.
No, I think we tried it with my TechMate. And is that like a Slack, that app that was Slack that I had on the iPad? Does WhatsApp work a bit like that, where only the members on the app come up when they send you an email, so you alerted to it?
Exactly. It works a bit similar, where it pulls from an existing pool of contacts. Yeah.
Okay, good. Yeah, thanks.
Yeah. Great. So the second category of these apps we'll call linked apps. And what I mean by linked apps is that it's a messenger or chat feature of an existing either application or field. So one of these is called Facebook Messenger. So if you already use Facebook, Facebook has its own messenger application built into it that uses your Facebook contacts to then do things like send messages to each other, to do video chats, to share pictures and things like that. So that's called Facebook Messenger. It's the same login as your Facebook, so it's no additional username or password. You can access it through your Facebook page or through its own app. And again, it's to connect with your existing Facebook friends. Apple FaceTime is an Apple product that you'll probably see on your iPad or iPhone or a desktop Apple product. And so that's Apple's own chat system. So you can chat again, like Facebook Messenger, via text or video with multiple people. You can share photos, videos, and messages. And it uses your existing Apple ID, email address, and your device. So you can connect with other friends that already use Apple. And so FaceTime is not something that you would need to necessarily add on in a new application. So that's why I refer to these as linked apps, where you don't have to keep track of a second username or password. It's linked to a different account already. So Facebook Messenger, FaceTime work a bit similar, but one's linked with Facebook, one's linked with your Apple device. How many people here use Facebook?
No.
Okay, probably about half or so, okay. How about an Apple device? About half again, probably. Okay, we're just getting a feel for which demonstrations we want to emphasize here. So any questions on these two linked apps before we move on? All right, so now we'll go into the fun stuff, privacy and security. It's important that we do talk about this. So to keep yourself safe when you're using these applications, it's very important that you're only accepting invitations from people that you know. So if you're using especially these standalone apps like a house party or a WhatsApp, and you get an invitation from someone saying, hey, let's chat, make sure you check out the username, the associated email address if it has one. Make sure that person says, you know, hey, it's your cousin, hey, it's my name and some information. And if you're not sure who it is or it looks really sketchy, if it looks like some beautiful person that you've never met in person before and has maybe a funny name, you probably don't want to accept it. There are provisions to block unwanted contacts. So you can either deny their request or you can kind of blacklist them so they stop contacting you. You always want to keep your login information secure. So making sure that you keep passwords secure or use a password app that keeps them safe for you or an encryption. And you also want to familiarize yourself with your video and audio controls, so you're not caught out when you have your video on and you have to get up and you're not wearing pants and you forget that you have your video on. So just make sure you're aware of how the controls work for each application. Any other ideas or comments about privacy and security with these applications? Great, so pretty much the basics, nothing really specific towards these to using a video chat app, but the other thing worth mentioning is on your device, like a phone or a tablet or a laptop, typically when your video is on, there might be a little light next to your camera to show the video is on. So it's just kind of an added sense of security that you're aware when the camera is actually working on you. Okay, so now the fun stuff, the actual fun stuff. We're gonna get into some demos. So we're gonna go through these applications I just mentioned, and we'll do a live demo on these. So there'll be a bit of back and forth with what I'm sharing versus the screen versus the actual program, so just bear with me. First, we're going to do an Apple FaceTime demo. So I'm going to turn off my video and my presentation momentarily, and I'll pop over to the FaceTime application so you can see what's happening with that. Let's see. Okay, so you should see me in a different box in a little FaceTime button here. So on an Apple device, you'll see an icon that looks like that green camera. That's your FaceTime icon. So if you click on that, it launches this little window, which is how to make a call on FaceTime. So I'm going to call my mom in America. So I'm going to call this here by clicking the little camera next to the name that I'm looking for. If there's a name that doesn't appear on the list that you've contacted before, You can enter someone's email address or an Apple contact ID as well. So we're gonna make sure they're ready for us. I hope they are. I told them to be ready. So you'll just see how far we can travel in a very little time.
Whereabouts in the States?
They're in New Jersey, so just outside of New York City.
Yeah. My wife's family is in Santa Barbara, California.
Okay. Oh, nice. Very cool. See if she answers. Uh-oh.
It's not
Not
available.
We'll try again. Sometimes it takes twice for them to get the iPad up and running. There we go.
Hi, Mum.
She's muted somehow.
They're all muted.
You're all muted, Katie. We can't hear you.
Maybe they don't want us to.
You can't stop it. Yeah, Katie, they're muted.
That was a brief.
Yeah, we didn't get to, sorry, none of us could hear your conversation because everyone was muted. You were muted and your mum was muted on our, so we heard nothing. We just all were sitting here in silence. And
I was talking to you, so I was like, why isn't Cecily answering?
And you did Cecily Emmett Link, which is not my FaceTime identity, remember?
Cecily Michaels at Big Pond. There you are.
Yeah, so sorry. I could tell that you're crying, but I didn't know how to reach you. But anyway, your video's still off now, so you might have put
all right, there we go. Okay, so that was, but was everyone able to see the control?
Yes, we love seeing your mum and dad. That was
all right, cool. We'll see them again in a minute with Facebook Messenger. Yeah. So you can add multiple people to your FaceTime calls as well, which is a nice benefit of it. And on your tablets, and I believe your phones as well, you can also do fun things like add silly filters and make the picture look funny, which we'll also see with once we get to the iPad section as well. Great, so the next one that we're gonna demo is WhatsApp. So this one's gonna be on a phone. So I'm gonna pop over to a different share screen here, so just bear with me. So now you should see me on a phone. Sorry, you're gonna see me in a lot of different angles today. So on my phone here, in the bottom, second to bottom row here, there's a green phone that says WhatsApp. Can everybody still hear me this time?
Yes.
Yep.
We can.
Okay. Yep. So we're gonna go to WhatsApp. So WhatsApp, when this opens, you've got a few different things on your screen here. So what comes up first is any chats I've done in the past. So Cecily and I have a little message here back and forth that says hello, and we had a video call. So if I tap on that, I can see our history. I can do things like add a photo. At the bottom here, I can type a new message. Hi again. And I can add photos if I'd like, and I can send that message to her. Along the top of the screen here, you can see there's a camera icon and a phone icon, which you can use to start a video call with the camera icon or start just a regular phone call with the phone button. And again, that works through your data or your Wi-Fi. So if you're going to call someone through WhatsApp that connects to your phone contact, you're going to skip over using your like international minutes and things like that, which is one advantage here.
Can I just point out too, Katie, that those, see how there's two ticks there? That shows that Katie sent it to me, I received it. And if it stays gray, it means I received it, but I haven't seen it. But when it goes blue like that, I've seen her message. I've actually looked at it. So that's a nice thing about WhatsApp. When you text someone, you actually know if they've actually read your message, even if they don't reply to you.
So you can say, I know you saw my message. All right, so I'm just gonna hit the back button here. So the other thing that you can go to is your calls. So if you've made any phone calls, it'll list it there and it'll show your history. You can start a new phone call in the bottom right. There's a little green phone. And so now I can view all the contacts that I have, which will be all the contacts in my phone that are using WhatsApp. So any of these names, so like an Andrew Franklin says, hey there, I'm using WhatsApp, means that they're also using this application. So we can do a call between each other in WhatsApp. You can also start a new group call. So if I tap that button, the people that I tap here will actually start a group call with them. Just gonna go back.
Does that happen automatically, or do we have to tell the machine that Alex Ferreira, for example, is a fellow WhatsApp user, or does it happen automatically?
It happens automatically, exactly. So once you download the WhatsApp application, it'll go through a list and say, here's all the contacts I found that use WhatsApp. So at the top of the screen there, it says select contacts, 46 contacts. That means 46 contacts in my phone are already using WhatsApp. So I'll just go ahead and I'll show you what a call looks like. So I'm back at the call section where it says Cecily. I'm gonna tap the little video button next to her. And so now it's ringing. And Cecily's answered.
Cecily.
So now we're in a chat.
Except it's reconnecting again.
We can see you. Cecily, are you able to call in Naomi as well?
Let me see. Oh.
The wonders of the technological age.
All right, so Cecily just rang me. That's what it looks like when somebody calls you. And now we're on WhatsApp again.
And now if I add Naomi.
Yep. Sorry, I just turned my phone volume down because then it conflicts with Zoom. And now we're just calling in a third person. Doesn't like arguing when
I don't know. I can.
When we're using multiple audios on Zoom and WhatsApp, it gets a little bit funny with the audio. But yeah, so that's how you added a third person as well. So now you're seeing these are all the calls that just occurred then. So when you see Cecily plus 61411, that means that there's 2 people in that call. So I'm just gonna go back here and stop my share. So that's a brief overview of WhatsApp. I apologize for the bit of the jumbly there with the audio. The third one that we're going to do a quick demo on is called Facebook Messenger. So I suspect this is one that some people have either already used or may not be aware of as a feature on your Facebook. But what I'll do, I'll just share what it looks like on the main screen here. So Facebook Messenger, you can see the slide now with the little phone cutout here, I think. Okay. And so you should be able to see now, this is what a Facebook page looks like on your phone, or on probably a tablet would be similar. So in the top line of your Facebook menu, there's a little circle with a lightning bolt, and that's your Messenger icon. So that's where Facebook Messenger lives if you're using Facebook on a device. So if you click that little button, it will either prompt you to then download the actual application, which is its standalone, or it'll just take you to a list of messages if you already have the Messenger application. So what I will do here is I'm just going to pop back over to my phone again, and I'll show you what it looks like from here. Okay, so you're back on my phone. I only use Facebook in my browser. I don't have the actual application downloaded. So what you can see now, this is my Facebook page where I have all of my different information here and all the different posts. And then in this top line, I have a little lightning bolt with an icon, which is my Facebook Messenger. That automatically brings me over to my Facebook application. So you can see these are all the little chats that I've got going on with my friends. And it'll say video chat ended for any video calls I've done in the past. And so what we'll do is I'm going to pop back in. I'm going to call my parents back in the States again on Facebook Messenger. And one thing that we'll chat a bit about with this as well. So Facebook Messenger can be used just on any device, whether it's your phone, tablet, etc., or a laptop. But Facebook itself has also put out a device called the Facebook Portal, which is its own standalone device, which just does the video calls for Facebook. And so this is actually something that I use with my parents, and they have a Facebook portal because it's easier to use than the device. You don't actually have to hold a phone or a tablet up. So all you have to do is just call on this device. And there's a couple different levels of this device. One of them looks like a tablet. One of them actually connects to your television. So you can see the entire screen on your television becomes a video chat, which is what they have. So we're just going to give them a ring now. We'll probably see them sitting on their couch because they're basically watching TV when we call into them. So I'm going to give them.
What time is it? What time is it there, Katie?
It's 9:45 at night over there. So they're being troopers for us, staying up a bit late. But so this is your, again, Facebook Messenger application here. This is the chat that I have active with my mom. So in the top left where the purple icons are, there's a phone just to do a phone call, a video again to do a video call, and along the bottom you can enter text or enter photos as well. So I'm going to check the video button here. And so it has some of these fun video effects as well that it can do. And so they will be answering on their Facebook portal, in theory. There we go. So, hi, Dad. So Dad's got his portal on. So he's sitting on the couch, and this portal is automatically following him to where he's sitting, basically. So he's sitting on the couch. There's my cat, or their cat now. And so you saw the camera there move on its own. So he's not holding a device. That's the actual portal which connects to their TV. There's Mom's. Hello, hello. So this is what a Facebook chat might look like. You can also call in additional people if you wanted to, and you can do some fun things like add in filters and all kinds of things. So you can share your screen with them. You can do little reactions with them. So I've just clicked the little icon that said filters. So now we'll put some cool filters on. So if you've ever had kids or grandkids on video chats and they look really funny, they're probably using filters. So Facebook Messenger is one of the applications that does that. So I'm going to turn those off in theory, hopefully. So that was our video call. Oh, sorry, I'm just expanding that there. So that's, again, through a Facebook portal device. Thanks, guys. It also asks you to rate your call, how good the quality was. So that just logged our call there. So I'm going to go ahead and turn off my screen. So that's a quick run through of a Facebook Messenger call through a Facebook portal. So I'll just share my screen again and we'll talk a little bit about that device that I just mentioned. Again, so Facebook's own device is called Portal, has various sizes from just a tablet all the way to a device that connects to your television, which is what you saw the other side of when my parents were on.
Yeah.
And so that's really, really great for anyone with young kids. Like we have an 18-month-old that doesn't sit still long enough for you to hold a phone up to chase her. So the portal's a really great way to connect with family that's far away, especially with little ones. Any questions on Facebook Messenger?
How do you access the portal?
So how do you access portal? So it's something that you purchase. So it's something you can purchase either online, or I'm not sure if like a Harvey Norman or a JB Hi-Fi might get them in, but it's a specific device that you buy, just as if you were to buy a laptop or a tablet.
Okay.
What's involved in them answering? Yes.
Sure, so it's also voice activated. So all the portal devices, if you have a call coming in, they can just say, hey, portal answer, and it will answer it. Or for the tablet version, or they have like a large tablet version, it is a touch screen. So you can navigate it by a touch screen. And I believe the television version has its own little remote. So it depends on which device you get, but they all do voice activation as well.
Okay. Because I wondered whether some people use Alexa and use the drop-in feature in Alexa so that, say, an older person only just has to, doesn't really have to interact with the screen. But it sounds like the Facebook portal is voice activated.
Yes, that's correct. Yep. So my 85-year-old grandparents also have a portal, and so they exclusively do it with voice commands. You're right, and it makes it a bit easier.
Excellent.
Yeah, yeah. So it's something that only came out, I think, about 2 years ago. Personally, we absolutely love it. It's not for everybody, but it's worth a look if you're getting into video chats with family or friends quite consistently. Cecily, I think we might, what do you think? Do you want to skip house party at this point? I don't think we've kind of covered everything else. You're muted.
Well, Naomi says portal's only available online.
Okay, online, okay.
That's what she says.
Thanks, Naomi.
If you just stop sharing the screen, Katie, and we get everyone back, we can get a thumbs up on what people want to do.
Sure.
So we have two options now. It is 12:47 and we want to finish by 1 o'clock. So we can go on and show you House Party, which is only a beta version. So it's actually, it won't come with your contacts, and there's not a lot of, there's not a lot you could do with it yet, but we can demonstrate that. Or we can go into breakouts and actually work with you on the particular one you want to pursue in more detail. So who would like to do House Party demonstration? Use the reactions, use the thumbs up down in the bottom of your screen in the right. There's two options, clap or thumbs up. Just give us a thumbs up and we can see how many of you want to do the House Party app. So we've got... Grace is saying yes, please. So we've got 1, 2.
I can't find the app.
4, and I think that's just about half. Yeah, 5. So let's do it, Katie. Let's show the House Party app.
Sounds great. So we're going to do the House Party app. Just bear with us because this is on the phone again, so it may kick out with the audio just because it's confused whether to use audio with Zoom or with House Party. So we'll do the best we can, but I'm going to share my screen once more on my phone and I'll show you exactly what the app looks like. Okay, so we're back to my phone again. I'm just going to scroll down to my House Party app, which looks like a little yellow hand and a red circle. So House Party app, almost a little bit like the WhatsApp, where it again has a list of contacts that are already on House Party with you. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a call here. So we have a list. My own name, Cecily, is on House Party. Naomi, who's also here, is on House Party. Then we have a few icons here. So join means to join a call with that person. The little hand means to kind of do an invite to a call with a person, or the little green phone will call that person directly. So we're going to join with Cecily. And hello, can we add Naomi? Let's see if we can add Naomi. So now I'm on the call with Cecily. I'm going to tick the hand again. And now I'm going to go down to Naomi and I'm going to wave at her and get her to join us as well. Now we should be calling Naomi to join us.
It's magic.
Oh, Naomi didn't answer. Let's try again. We're just inviting her to our room. Oh, here we go. Sorry, there's Naomi. So what I did there, sorry about that, I just tick the little top box where it says plus. We didn't answer the first time. We'll try Naomi here. Your friends, Naomi. Invite to our room. So House Party kind of operates as if you're in a party where there's multiple people in a room together. So now we have 3 of us in a house party. Yeah, let's play cards. So we can also play games in here. So if you see in the top right of the screen, there's a little, I don't know, what is it, dice and a party ball or something. So we're gonna touch that. And now we can all play any of these games together. So if we play, say, Uno. It's now letting us play card games together. Looks like Cecily just went. Oh, so now I can pick a 2 or an 8. And I've played a card there. So again, a more casual way to party with people online. And I can leave the game in the room. If I need to find other people that I don't know if they have house party or not, on my main page, there's a little search bar. And I can tap in there and I can put the name of someone if I know someone's email address, or if say a family or friend has said, hey, I'm on house party. My username is I love cats. I can look for a person that's called I love cats, and looks like there's a Mary Klein that's I love cats, and I can add that person because I've confirmed I know that's the name I'm looking for. And then we become friends on house party and can have these conversations as well. So house party is one of these apps that we need to be a little bit more aware of with privacy, because anyone can request to be your friend or request to join your room. So there is something called a private mode where you can lock so that only you and your friends can be in these party rooms together without anybody else joining. If you want to be super open and social, you can let other people join as well, but you just need to be aware of who's in those rooms with you. So that's just a little overview of House Party. As Cecily said, it is still an early version, so I imagine they will be doing different versions, but the real advantage is there is you can have, I think it's up to at least 16 different people on a video chat all at once. And it does integrate things like games, so you can have a bit more fun with it rather than doing individual things while just on a video call. It actually operates those games for you as well. So
can I just say one more thing too, Katie? I think like we're all using Zoom, like we're using Zoom now, and a lot of people are doing that even socially, not through an organization. Mm-hmm. But the thing with Zoom is you have to get the link, then you have, people have to still download the program. Whereas this House Party, it is just an app, but it is obviously only, like we said, a beta version. So there's a lot of, refinement that could happen in the future. Mm-hmm. But I would like to share that I was going to practice it with my sons on the weekend, but my eldest said he's already been on it, and everyone's they're constantly harassing him to join a party, and he doesn't have time, so he deleted the app. So if you've got friends like that, just beware. You just want to party all the time. Cool. So should we do the poll?
I'm sorry?
Should we do the poll at least to find out what people like the most?
Yeah, absolutely. So what we'll do is we're just going to run a quick poll just based on those 4 programs that we've seen. We're just getting your feedback on which of the ones you would be most interested in. So I'll run a poll on that. And then as we wrap up, we'll just kind of chat a bit about, where to go from here, about booking a session with a TechMate, who to reach out to for additional help. And then we'll talk about a resource that we'll provide at the end as well.
So we've got House Party's winning 6 out of.
Oh, really? Okay, cool.
Yeah. WhatsApp is the second favorite here today. Third, yeah. So it looks like House Party's the winner, and WhatsApp's a close runner-up.
All right.
So I'm just going to end the poll and share the results.
Cool. So WhatsApp and House Party. Nice. Very good. Yes, I think they're both really good options. I think all 4 are good options. It just depends on what your specific needs are, and especially what device you're using may have an effect on which one you want to try out. House Party is definitely the one that's, I'd say, the most different from your typical video chat app. So that's a really cool one to explore. And yeah, you can play games on it and have a bit of fun with it. Cool. Thanks for that, Cecily. Great, so I'll just share my screen with a couple notes here as we're wrapping up. I'm sorry, so that was, so David, I think you were asking, when you're downloading these apps, where do you go? So if you were to download House Party in your Google Play application and your Apple Store application, this is how you would find them. So you would do a quick search for House Party, and then you want to make sure that the result that comes up matches the icon for the official application, and then go ahead and download it. So yeah, so we were going to break up into some rooms to try out some different downloads now. What we'll do is I'll just ask at the end if anyone's interested in finding one of these apps straight away, and we can connect you either with one of us or a TechMate to help you with that. But so the next step from here, if you haven't already been involved in our TechMate program, so what LEAP does is we offer one-on-one digital mentoring with the form of a TechMate and a learner. And so we can help you with any different devices, getting set up with apps, emails, phone calls, video calls such as this. And so those sessions right now are mostly being conducted remotely, where a TechMate will give you a phone call and you can do things like join up on Zoom or share a screen if you're comfortable with that, or they can walk you through how to do that. And so if you haven't already booked a session in with the TechMate, you can jot down our number and give us a ring to our main line, and we'll get you connected with a TechMate to help. And so if there's something particular you want some help with, you can ask them to help you, get a video app as well. But what we're really here for is to help you along the journey towards digital literacy. So building skills along the way, but really being in this program for as long as you need to build confidence and using technology to improve your life in a multitude of ways.